Hello everyone, hope you are all doing good. Today we are going to continue our first chapter in 9th standard physics, measurement and experimentation. Do you all remember what we have seen in our last class? Exactly, we have seen what is measurement, the need of measurement in everyday life, and we see what are the physical quantities and how to express the physical quantities and the guidelines for writing the units along with the fundamental and derived units. Today in our class we are going to see how to measure the physical quantity length. Generally, the length is measured using a meter scale. Here the meter is divided into 100 equal parts called centimeters. If you look closer, the centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts called millimeter. This meter scale, it is a replica of a standard meter which is kept at International Bureau of Weights and Measure in Sèvres, Paris. We all know how to measure a length of an object using a meter scale. Let's see, I have an object. I wanted to measure a length of this object using a meter scale. In order to measure the length of the object, place an object so that the 0 on the scale coincide with the starting point of an object. Here the 0 of the meter scale coincide with the starting point of an object. If you measure the length, it gives the value in between 6.7 and 6.8 centimeter. Now we have seen the length of this object lies somewhere between 6.7 and 6.8 centimeter. Do I say it is 6.7 centimeter or do I say it is 6.8 centimeter? Here we are not able to get the accurate reading. Why? Because the least count, that is the least distance measured using any meter scale is 1 millimeter. What is the least count here? The least count is the minimum distance. The minimum distance measured by a meter scale is 1 millimeter. So in order to get the accurate reading of the object, we are going for the other instrument called vernier caliper. See, this is a vernier caliper. In order to measure the accurate reading, we will be going for vernier caliper. This vernier caliper was invented by Pierre Vernier. He was a French mathematician and instrument inventor. Now we will be seeing the essential parts of vernier caliper. Now we will see the essential parts of vernier caliper. The first one, this is the main scale. This main scale, it is a thin long steel which has some gradations marked on it. This gradation is similar to the markings on the meter scale. If you are seeing, there is a small movable scale which is a vernier scale. This vernier scale which makes the vernier caliper more accurate than the meter scale. And we do have two jaws. These jaws are called external jar. This is a jar J1 and this is a jar J2. This jar J1, it is fixed with the main scale and jar J2, it is fixed with the vernier scale. These two jars are used to measure the external dimensions of the objects like the hollow cylinder, hollow sphere, etc. On looking further, we have two more jars. This is the internal jars J3 and J4. This jar J3, it is fixed to the main scale and jar J4, it is fixed to the vernier scale. As I said, in order to measure the external dimension of this hollow object, the object is placed between these two external jars, jar J1 and jar J2. What if I want to measure the internal diameter? I will be placing this two internal jars and I will be pulling the jar outward till the object is held tightly. And if we are looking further, we have an object called tail which is at the end of the vernier caliper. This tail moves to and fro along with the vernier when the vernier scale is smooth. What is the use of this tail? This tail is used to measure the depth of the hollow cylinders. So far we have seen the parts of vernier caliper. The first is the main scale. It has fixed markings similar to that of the meter scale, and next one is a vernier scale which makes the vernier caliper more accurate than the meter scale, and next is the external jars J1 and J2 which is used to measure the external dimension of any object, and we have the other jars J3 and J4, those are the internal jars which measures the internal dimension of an object, and the last one is the tail which is used to measure the depth of an object. Before going to see how to measure a the diameter of an object, we'll see the principle, we'll see the working principle of vernier caliper. Here, this is the main scale and this is the vernier scale reading. If you are looking, the 10 divisions on the vernier scale, it coincides, it corresponds to the 9 divisions on the main scale. So, I can write ten divisions of the vernier scale, which is equal to here 10 divisions of the vernier scale, which corresponds to the 9 divisions on the main scale. And we all know that each division on main scale equal to 1 millimeter. Each division on the main scale is equal to 1 millimeter. So, I can write the 9 divisions on the main scale as nine into 1, which is 9 millimeter. Now, we can relate. So, 10 divisions of vernier scale, which is equal to 9 divisions on the main scale, which is nothing but 9 millimeter. By simple unitary method, I can calculate the 1 division of vernier scale. Which is equal to 9 divided by 10, which is 0.9 millimeter. Now, we know the each division on main scale and each division on the vernier scale. Now, we have find the 1 division of vernier scale. Now, we will see the least count of the vernier caliper. We all know what is the least count? That is the minimum distance measured by any instrument. Here, the least count of the vernier, it is numerically given by least count is equal to 1 main scale division minus 1 vernier scale division. What is 1 main scale division value? It is 1 millimeter. What is 1 vernier scale division? It is 0.9 millimeter. So, which is equal to 0.1 millimeter. So, this is the least count of a vernier caliper. That is, this is the least distance, minimum distance measured by a vernier caliper. This is the case for the vernier, which has 10 divisions on the main scale and 10 divisions on the vernier scale. What if the main scale and the vernier scale has 20 divisions? For that, it can be found using a formula. Least count is equal to pitch divided by number of vernier scale divisions. What is pitch here? Pitch is nothing but the smallest length, the smallest value that can be recorded directly from the main scale. If you are taking this main scale, the smallest reading that can be measured from this main scale is 1 millimeter. And this vernier has a vernier scale divisions of 10. So, here the least count is 0.1 millimeter, or I can say it as 0.01 centimeter. Now, we will see how to measure a length of an object using this vernier caliper. Before calculating the length using a vernier caliper, just see the measurement recorded using a vernier caliper, it gives a result of 2.13. Here 2, this is the main number, and 1, this is the first decimal place, and 3 is the second decimal place. The main scale of the vernier caliper which gives the main number and the first decimal place, that the 2 and 0.1 which get from the main scale reading. And what about the second decimal place? It is obtained from the vernier scale divisions. Before placing an object in between these two jars, check for a zero error. What is a zero error? If the zero of the main scale coincides with the zero of the vernier scale, then this vernier is free from error. That means it doesn't have any zero error. Once you check for the zero error, place an object in between these two jars. Now the object is held tightly between these two jars. Now look for the position of the zero of the vernier scale on the main scale. If you are looking, the zero of the vernier scale lies somewhere between 6.7 and 6.8 on the main scale. So I can say the length of this object is above 6.7 and less than 6.8. So the main scale reading, which is nothing but the smallest of the two values on which the zero of the vernier scale lies. So now we found the main scale reading. In order to find the vernier scale division, now look for the smallest of 10 divisions where this 10 division coincide with any value on the main scale. If you are seeing the first 0 division on the vernier scale, it is not coinciding with any value on the main scale. If you are looking for the first division, it is not coinciding with any value on the main scale. If you keep on looking, the third division on the vernier scale, which is exactly coinciding with the reading on the main scale. So here I can take the vernier scale division is 3 in this case. Now what are the things we have found from this? The main scale reading, which is nothing but the place where the zero of the vernier scale lies. It lies somewhere between 6.7 and 6.8. We have taken the smallest of these two values. So the main scale reading in this case is 6.7. And what is the vernier scale division here? The point where the vernier scale coincides with the main scale. Here the third division of the vernier is coinciding with the main scale. So the vernier scale division is 3 in this case. Now we'll have a formula. Now there is a formula to calculate the length of an object. Now we have observed the main scale reading and the vernier scale division on the vernier caliper. We have the formula to calculate a length of an object. The length is given by the reading on the main scale plus the least count into vernier scale division. What is the main scale reading we have observed? It is 6.7 centimeter. Plus what is the least count of the vernier we have taken? It is 0.01 centimeter. And what is the vernier scale division? It is 3. So from this I can find the length of the object as 6.7 plus 0.01 multiplied by 3, it gives us 0.03. So the length of the object is 6.73 centimeter. In the ordinary scale, we can say the measurement between 6.7 and 6.8 only. It doesn't give the accuracy, but using a vernier we are able to find this second decimal place. Now coming to the zero errors, we have seen before placing an object we have to check for the zero errors, that is the zero of the vernier scale should coincide exactly with the zero of the main scale. What if the zero moves either left or right? We have two zero errors. The first one is the positive zero error and the second one is the negative zero error. See the first one, positive zero error. What is positive zero error? If the zero of the vernier scale lies right to the zero of the main scale. Here the zero of the vernier scale lies right to the zero of the main scale. In that case, we will say it has positive zero error. And what is negative zero error? If the zero of the vernier scale lies left to the zero of the main scale. In that case, we will say the zero error as negative. What if the vernier caliper has positive and negative zero error? In that case, in order to get a true measurement, we need to make the correction of this error. How to correct this positive error? See, for example, here the sixth division of the vernier, it's coinciding with the main scale. In this case, I can tell the zero error. The zero error is positive. I can give the zero error as least count into vernier scale division. The least count is 0.01, and what is the vernier scale division? It is the sixth division. So, the zero error in this case is plus 0.06. Now, we have found the zero error. So, all the measurements which is measured using a vernier caliper which has positive zero error will be larger by 0.06 value. In order to get the correct measurement, we have to minus this value from the observed reading. So, the reading we have taken is 6.73. What if the vernier has positive error? In that case, in order to get the correct reading, we will be subtracting this positive error from the observed value. By subtracting, what will be getting? 6.67. So, this is the true measurement in this case if the vernier has positive error. Next, we will see the negative error. What is negative error? We already know. If the zero of the vernier scale lies to the left of the main scale, zero of the main scale, it is negative error. First, we have to find the error. The negative error is given by number of vernier scale divisions minus coinciding division on the vernier into least count. Here, what is the vernier scale division? It is 10. And what is the coinciding division of the vernier? Here the vernier is coinciding on the 8th division. So, it is 8. Into what is the least count of the vernier we have used? It is 0.01 centimeter. So, from this I can find the error as 0.02. So, here the negative error is 0.02. So, all the values that is measured using the vernier which has a negative zero error will be smaller by 0.02 compared to the vernier which has no zero errors. What if I want to do in this case? Here I will be adding 0.02 to all the values in order to get the true measurement. In order to get the correct reading, what I have to do? I wanted to add this 0.02 with the observed reading. So, in this case, the correct reading is 6.75 centimeter. So far we have seen what is the vernier and what are the essential parts of vernier and what is the principle behind this vernier caliper and how to use a vernier caliper in order to measure a length of an object and what are the errors present in a vernier. What are the errors we have seen? We have seen positive error and negative error. In case if a vernier has positive error, we have to minus this error in order to get the true measurement. And what if the vernier has negative error? We have to add this value in order to get the true measurement. So, this is the concept of vernier. What if we want to measure the diameter of very thin wire? With accuracy it goes up to 3 decimal places. In that case, we have the other instrument called screw gauge. So, we will be seeing about the parts and the working principle behind the screw gauge in our next class. Thank you.
We are the Badasna School volleyball team. We are achieved district state level competitions.